I'm definitely gonna have some fun. I'm just waiting for y'all to come in here. We gonna have some fun. I know this is a surprise live, but we gonna have some fun. It's right where I need it to be. The NBA is not a real place anymore, and I love it. I love this shit. What's good? What up? What up? Oh, we gonna have some fun. Hit that like button when y'all come in here. It ain't mandatory, but it is what it is. Nah, it's just not a real place. The NBA is not a real place anymore. It's all entertainment and fun and games. I love it. I love it. Shout out to all the backpacking analytical analysts. Now those stupid ass numbers don't mean shit. Told you. I told you the NBA conversation is way better than them numbers that they be spewing. Yeah, WWE NBA, yes sir. Oh, we gonna have some fun today. You know what? I don't even want to wait anymore. Remember a couple years ago when I was getting on Luka? Because you know he got caught with the beer and he looked a little heavy. And a lot of y'all were like, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. And then a few years later, this happens. Now he looked like Uncle Buck. Did you see the latest sighting of... I hope that wasn't Luka. There's an Instagram post of what looks like Luka, but way bigger on some Zion shit. There is no way Luka could stay in America and play basketball and be undersized. Like the weight that they want him to be to optimize his game. And out in America, he cannot exist with all this food and the stuff they put in the food. He's going to balloon no matter what. Doesn't matter, Luka's going to get fat regardless. You sent them to the fast food capital of the world. There's so much shit in this food. Man, listen. Stuff that's not even allowed in Europe as far as ingredients. He's consuming it. Of course he's going to get fat. He look like white Zion now. Same problem Zion got, Luka got. They put on weight fast. There's nothing you could do about it. That's why when you look at Pat Riley, he tries to control the sugar intake. You got to get off of sugar. You got to do a whole bunch of shit to play with the Miami Heat. Yeah, he looked like Sean Kemp. But Sean Kemp was drinking beers. And it was a lockout season. He got fat. Luka gets big every season. Every season, Luka gains the weight back. You know what I mean? Nah, he don't burn no calories on the court, champ. He don't burn no calories on the court. He consumes. It's hard to lose that beer weight. And that fact, like no telling what he's eating on the road. Like you really got to, he has to be disciplined. That's a hard thing to, you don't even understand. Like you just grab shit just to eat. And then he puts on the weight. You know what I mean? And now he's a Laker. And everyone's saying he's going to be the face of the Lakers. First off, he doesn't understand social media. He thinks if you think him playing basketball is enough for him to be popping, you're out of your mind. You have to be a superstar on and off the court. He doesn't have that Gronkowski type of personality that draws people in. He likes to chill. He reminds me of the dudes you see in the frats. He just chill. He just want to drink and chill and have a good time. He did his work over in Europe. He's an all-decade player over there. He's over here just getting paid. He's enjoying life. He doesn't want to be what y'all want him to be. It's not going to happen. That narrative of him, now he's going to be the face of the Lakers and he's in a big market. There's no such thing as a big market anymore. The biggest market is social media. That's the big market. For those of you, I hate when I have to go into these moments because it's like It's not common sense, but I hate to have to go into these other areas of conversation sometimes because y'all be, no, but they ain't got nothing to do with basketball. Everything has everything to do with everything. It's all related. Social media is the biggest market. He gets drowned out by all the voices. And how does that European dollar translate to American finances when it comes to basketball? How does all that work? Like y'all keep saying, he has to be able to transcend all these different markets. Michael Jordan was able to do it because there was no social media. If there was social media, Michael Jordan wouldn't have been as big as he is. I promise you. People are so consumed with doing their own thing now. No one's worried about what a celebrity is doing. The regular people are just as interesting as the celebrities. Everyone's getting attention for just being themselves. And people would rather take time out with people that they can relate to than people that they really can't. How many people are 6'7" and can average 30 points and 8 rebounds and 8 assists in the NBA? Who can relate to that shit as a person? Not too many people. Nobody can relate to his lifestyle or relate to him as a person. So you get a chance to touch, taste, and feel people that you can relate to. He don't have it. He's a great basketball player, always has been. But I don't think he has the star power. I don't think there's going to be a basketball player that's going to have the star power to delve into social media the way they have to and be a marquee ball. That's a lot to ask of a 20-something-year-old. It's a lot. And a lot of them don't want that. The NBA is just a setup for them to set up the rest of their lives. That's how they look at it. I hope y'all understand that now. I've been alluding to this for the past few years. I ain't want to blow y'all high. But the reality is these kids are only coming to monetize their skill sets, their basketball game, to set up a better life later on. They all have been taught, use basketball to set your life up for later. So this is just something that they're going through the motions as basketball players to get to the other stuff on the other side of their basketball careers. Because the basketball career only, on average, lasts about 4 years in America. Then the rest of your time might be spent overseas, depending on who you are. So we're going to see what it is, though. we're going to see, because these basketball conversations are getting interested. And all you people, all you backpackers, you neo-soul ball players always want to talk about the numbers and the information, knowing that it's been sold. All the data has been sold, and the game has been meandered in a way to validate the numbers and the data that was, paid for. You can't sell data if it doesn't look valid on the court now, can you? Not to say that they're doing it on purpose, but you got to make sense. You got to make it make sense. Unintentionally. Allegedly. But we see the games. There's too many coincidences. And now Terry Rozier is also getting caught up in the gambling and point shit. Just par for the course. But how y'all doing, man? What's up? How y'all been? Happy Tuesday. How y'all been? You know what I mean? It's been a minute. You know what I mean? I'm trying to, I don't want to be up here every day, but it's like y'all want me to be out here every day. The thoughts that be running through my head every day, I don't know if y'all want that. I don't know if y'all want my thoughts and the shit I be thinking about every day on here. Listen. I'm saving us both. All right, rumors coming out about trading Bron. I've been saying that LeBron was going back to the Cavs for like 2 years. Y'all don't want me out here every day. Y'all don't want me out here every day. Oh shit. I'm back in pocket. I ain't gonna lie, I was in a different space and emotionally last year this time. Like they fucked up the channel. You know what I mean? I got jammed up with the channel. It took away that love. Now I'm back in pocket. Y'all don't want me out here cutting up and acting the way I want to act. Because I see too much stuff. It's too much to have fun with, man. But if y'all want this fun, you know what I mean? We can figure something out. I'm trying to give y'all a rest because I know y'all say y'all want a lot of content. Y'all don't really want a lot of content. Let's stop bullshitting each other. Because if I drop 7, 8 videos, y'all ain't watching all of it because you got others. Reality is we all got lives to live. I understand that you got a life to live. I'm not going to just keep posting stuff so you stay on your phone all day. Nah, what kind? That's corny. But we going to see each other a little bit more frequently. You know what I mean? Oh, you not guaranteeing signing the contract. You think it ends up with Joker somewhere. Hmm. I mean, that was always the conversation anyway. That was always the conversation for Luka to end up with Joker anyway. That was a conversation for the last 2-3 years behind the scenes. I mean, one time that story got out. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's always been. They always wanted to have star European players play together because it's comfort food. Like imagine if you're an American or a Canadian, right? And now they send you overseas and you're the only American or Canadian playing, and you see your other countrymen around, on different teams, and you're like, I would rather play with people I can identify with. It would be a more comfortable working environment for me as opposed to being outnumbered. Because you know how people act when they outnumber you. You know what I'm saying? They act a little funny. But when it's like it's even numbers or it's just you and them, it's cordial. But the minute the numbers look different, they get a little funny. It could be uncomfortable. So I can only imagine how, Luka feels over here where he can't really relate to too many people. And he's dope. And he could hoop. So the hate could probably be a little bit, you know what I mean? So they always, like, you would want that. That's just common sense. You know what I mean? I would love to see him and Joker play together. But what does that mean for Jamal Murray? Because if he comes in, he's the point guard. And where does that leave Jamal Murray? Is he going to swing to the 2? How does that work? It becomes a Kyrie Irving, Luka conversation all over again. Like, at this point, it doesn't matter if Luka is a free agent in 2 years. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares. What the big story is that such a player with such accomplishments is being traded. And that's not even supposed to be an option. When you're that good, you're supposed to be untouchable. 38-8 makes you untouchable. But what I've been telling y'all for the last few years, the greater the player, the greater the supporting cast has to be, because the further you have to go. They're expecting him to get to the finals. At least he went there once. They were expecting it to be 3 years ago that he got to the finals. He still hasn't really won an MVP. Something is lacking there. And it's the perception of him. He needs more help because defensively, he's a liability. Offensively, he does what he does, but it only benefits him. His style of play benefits him more than it benefits anybody else. It looks good. You know what I mean? It looks great. But you need a system to make sense of his game so that everybody gets the most out of what he's able to do as a superstar. And that means you're going to have an incredible coach, a supporting cast that understands their role, and everybody got to be on the same page. It's too many moving parts. Everybody got their own agenda. Everybody wants to be a podcaster. Everybody is thinking about what they're going to do after the league. No one's really taking basketball as serious as they used to because they don't have to. It's not their only option. They know, I'm going to use this game to set up the rest of my life. And then they're going to get a podcast and tell their bullshit stories like everybody else is doing. And that's the reality of it. I wouldn't. You don't trade anybody. Listen, don't trade anybody on the Raptors for Luka. He's not the answer. The amount of support that a superstar player needs now isn't even available. It's not possible because the players are not those type of people, meaning that they have their own agenda. They're not going to sacrifice their personal vision of what they want their life to be and career to be to give him the support he needs to be the face of a championship team. Everybody's a superstar in their own right now. It's divide and conquer. There is no more. Remember when there was one guy and he was the voice, and they don't want another LeBron who has that type of power. Everybody hasn't been empowered economically to the point where I don't have to listen to the star player. If I'm coming off the bench making $15 million a year, you really can't say nothing to me. I'm going to stay in my position and do what I do, and it's going to be the perfect part-time job for me. A lot of guys don't want to win anymore. They understand how difficult it is to be a champion, and we don't appreciate champions the way we used to. The way we appreciated Detroit and the Lakers and the Celtics and the Bulls and Houston. We respected the champions more. People don't respect greatness anymore. It's become normalized, and if the team that wins isn't your team, you don't care. You're not thinking about, the NBA, the NBA won as a whole, we won as fans. No, it's like, my team ain't win, fuck them. I ain't watching that shit no more. It is what it is. It's a different type of fan with a different type of mentality. It's a new day. And if you can't identify those changes, then you're going to be disappointed in what you're getting. What's good? What's good? What's going on, B? What's up? Now, we just kicking it about Luka and all this other shit that's going on. The season's over with. The season's over. The season's done. Throw it all away. The season's done. Nobody, listen, this year is going to go down as one of those years with incredible stories, and no one's really talking about basketball anymore. I told y'all that months ago. You thought when I said the season's over, I was only talking about our love Raptors. Our beloved Raptors, we are in a particular situation, so we were behind the 8 ball, so our season is over numerically. We still got other things to play for. Now, the season I also meant was over because no one cares about basketball as much as they care about the basketball conversation. People care more about the conversation than the game. Yes, it's a soap opera now. And I was saying this last year. I was giving y'all bits and pieces last year. It's harder to achieve something. It's easy to talk about it. You would rather have the conversation about the success and then leave the hope for success to be attained than to be a failure and the conversation be more definitive. You know what I mean? But the conversation, these niggas don't even talk about the game. Y'all be talking about, I couldn't wait to get to this conversation. Y'all get on me about you don't talk about the game enough. You don't talk, because it's not about the game. It's about the entertainment. If you can't pinpoint the entertaining parts about the game, you have to play to know it. And understand where the conversation is meant to go and where it could go. It can't just be tailored towards, threes are more than twos, the analytics this, and this should be happening. And the reality is you can't play basketball on paper. You have 10 players on the court, 13 with the referees. That's thousands of thoughts within a 2-hour span. Everybody's trying to do their own thing for their own reasons. There's way more interesting shit to talk about than why he ain't make that chest pass when he should have, why he ain't cutting to the basket. Basketball is the same shit over and over again. At some point, people don't want to hear about, he should have just used the bounce pass instead of a lob and all this other shit. We all know basketball. I gather that you all know basketball. So we're going to talk about the shit that's more important. The thing that affects basketball is more important than the game right now. You're welcome. I probably made some people listening a lot of money because now you can go into a direction where you can actually have the conversations you enjoy having. Yeah, we on to the scandals. Absolutely right. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. At this point, we watch so much basketball for that nobody cares about the game because it's the same passes. It's the same, other than, Precious Achiuwa getting cooked. I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to do that to him. I should, though. I should do it to him, but I'm going to leave him alone. But people are trying to talk about basketball purity when basketball has been changed into something else. Yeah, Precious got cooked. He hit him with the Pearl Washington, and then I told y'all that he's done. That may have just ended his NBA career. I'm just saying. I've been saying for years, Precious need to get his game together. And the minute you get embarrassed at the house, Precious. He might have to go to Europe and come back or something. This is it. They might, man, listen. Nasty work. It was crazy. But yeah, I think now we're in a space where if you can't make it interesting, which is why people been stealing my style, so I had to reinvent it. That's another thing I've been doing, changing it to something that people can't steal. You know, niggas see the drip and they try to imitate it and try and, Elvis it. Try and Elvis it, throw a new coat of paint on it, like, oh, but this, nah, B, you know where it came from. Ain't nothing like this nowhere. I've watched everybody. There is no one person that's interesting and energetic and entertaining and insightful. Not all the time. It's okay. I've been watching. I've been watching. You know what I'm saying? I think I it's hard to say what we should do for as far as like because there's no one thing that'll solve all because everybody's looking for the ultimate solution. You know what I mean? We've been blessed with some really good opportunities to get some real good players. You know what I mean? For the Lowski. But it's like it's hard, like, because you don't know how it's going to work. Because it looks good. Everything looks great on paper. How does it look on the court? Like, you never know until you see it on the court. Brandon Ingram, no. I thought about that long and hard. B.I., no. B.I., no. It's not because he can't hoop. It's the attitude. It's the temperament. You know what I mean? Like, it's his attitude and his temperament is like, nah, we can't have that. He can poison. He can definitely fuck the chemistry up that we're building. Like he's it's just the attitude. The Lakers want Jakob Poeltl. All they gonna do is waste your time. Don't they got Christian Coloco? How many Raptor players these teams need? You know what I mean? How do we like how many players? How many players do the Lakers need? The reality is they're never gonna regain past glory. That's what they're trying to capture. Let's stop bullshit when it comes to the Lakers. They're trying to capture and recapture past glory, and they never will because everybody's attention is diversified. The NBA will never be looked at the way it used to be. Players are never going to be looked at. You got podcasters, you have streamers, you have vloggers who are bigger than NBA players. You're never going to catch up because NBA players don't have a personality like that. You're concentrating your life playing basketball and being the best ball player you could be. You don't have time to be dope as a person. Half of these dudes are catered to and pampered. They got a lot of yes men around them. They're not interesting. Like LeBron is cool, but you think you can sit with LeBron and have a real dope conversation without being a yes man? It's hard. Like you be like, nigga, that's dumb. Like at some point you be like, yo, my man, that's some dumb shit you talk about. That's dumb. Because everybody can't relate because you are in a space where the life you're living is based. You can live every fantasy you want for the rest of your existence. We can relate to that in spurts, not in totality where you never have to worry about money again. We can't have the same conversation as you. You don't look cool anymore. You don't know how to. You dress like you're from outer space now. Yeah. That's another thing. When we talk about spaces and that space, the NBA ethos of spaces, niggas got to start tipping their hat to the Raptor fans. Like that's because the energy ain't there on a lot of, and it wasn't like that for a while. Niggas been peeking into those lives, no matter who was those spaces, and stealing it and trying to recreate. We in the same boat. Niggas is stealing from all of us. Stealing from all of us. Just had to point that out. Because sometimes you drop into a couple just to hear, and you be like, this ain't it. This ain't it. For now, I prefer. Like I said, like letting RJ go sounds good on paper. It sounds good on paper. It don't look good on the court. He provides us with the aggression that we need. We don't have an aggressive attacker off the dribble constantly other than him. Everybody else, if there's some type of resistance, they'll stop attacking. Like even with Scotty, against certain teams like Orlando or a New York or Milwaukee, who can get physical with him a little bit early, or Miami, who will get physical with him, and the referees will let them get away with it, his game changes a little bit. And if his game changes, we take a dip. We need someone that's going to constantly attack. Constantly. And RJ does that. I don't think trading him, you know what I mean? I don't think we should trade him. Nah. We got to keep him. I don't think they're going to give up Brandon Ingram for Brown and Kelly or Chris Boucher. I don't think they're going to do that. And they should have traded Brandon Ingram when he wanted to go to Miami. He wanted to go to Miami like 2 or 3 years ago. I kept telling people he don't want to play behind Zion. What y'all tell me? Y'all, they play together. No, he knows he's better than Zion. He believes in his heart he's better and he shouldn't play behind him. What happened? They made him play behind Zion. He said he wanted to go to Miami. He asked to be traded to Miami and they didn't do it. Now Zion is not what they wanted him to be, and they gave him almost $200 million. And Brandon Ingram still doesn't want to play with him. They should have listened to Brandon Ingram when he kept saying he wanted to leave. They should have traded him 3 years ago when he wanted to go to Miami, which would have been great for him, and maybe they would have got some pieces already instead of right now. Come on, Bruce Brown got to go. We gave him 20. I don't even want to talk about how much money we gave that man. He's not the piece that we need, man. And when Bruce Brown got here, y'all forgetting when he got here, he was pleading to be a Knick. He wanted to play with Tom Thibodeau and said it in a fucking press conference. He was campaigning in a press conference to go to the Knicks, saying he would fit that system perfectly. Yada, yada, yada. And Tom Thibodeau was like, nah, nigga, we good. You're good over there. We're straight. Nah, you can't play in our face and then be like, nah, I like it. Nah, get up out of here. Nigga. You already said you ain't want to be. You campaigned to be on another team. Nah, we good. Oh, he definitely overpaid. He definitely. But hey, I've been saying this for years, and Kevin Garnett is finally coming on to what I've been saying for years, that they're gonna go into football contracts. I said that 2 years ago. They've been testing it out. In Houston, they tested it out twice in Houston. And I think they did a contract like that with the Pelicans with somebody, where you got your bulk up front and the rest of it was non-guaranteed. That's a football contract. They're going to start giving. That's why when LeBron, I believe in my heart of hearts, and there's rumors going around that when LeBron leaves, there's going to be an alleged lockout. I heard that last year. I'm still hearing it now. There's most likely going to be an alleged lockout where they renegotiate because they're not paying. You can't keep paying the future guys for the past guys' success. It's cool. We get it. It's a great place to work as far as the NBA is concerned, but we can't pay you $500 million based off of all the attention LeBron and them brought to the game. That's ridiculous. You know what I mean? You can't. You have to. And these kids they're coming in with a little bit of paper. They'll fall for it. And CJ McCullough is a guy that's ahead of the union. I'm not saying he gonna sell a young nigga out, but I'm just saying he gonna negotiate in the favor of ownership, possibly, because he got his money, and they're gonna talk about protection and expansion and wanting to get what they're losing, and he might cater to that. Let me see. IQ been showing all you. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, fool. I'm kind of upset about IQ too, man. I'm upset that we didn't get a chance to really see him, because his game, he has to be on the court, because he has to learn when to pass and when to shoot. Right now, he'll look for his shot a little bit more than run that offense. I can't wait to see what Masai does. But right now, there's no more answers. Like, all these star players, they need too much help. Like, they need a bench that can put up 35, 40 points a game. They need a coach with an incredible system. They need the fans to be on board. Nah, we're not doing that, because if Landman comes on, we're going to watch Landman. We're gonna watch whatever comes on TV. It's a diversified interest now, man. He needs to get back to the two. Yeah, I believe that too. The Jimmy Butler situation, I knew it was gonna be like this. Jimmy burns bridges wherever he goes. You know what I mean? And Pat Riley burns bridges wherever he goes. People keep trying to make it seem, Pat Riley is trying to make it seem like the players aren't appreciative of the opportunities. And the reality is the compromises they have to make to be a Heat are ridiculous compared to what their peer groups are doing. And they don't want to do it if they're not winning. If you're winning championships, you deal with it. The minute it gets back to we're barely winning, we're a playoff team, you're like, there's other teams I can make the playoffs with where I don't have to put up with your bullshit. You know what I mean? Pat Riley, Pat Riley is on some nut shit. He's 70-something years old. He don't care. He old school, baby. He don't care no more. But I knew they were going to suspend him. Pat Riley knows exactly. He wants him. It's kind of what they did to Melo. They start to chip away at the image, then they blackball you, and then it's going to be hard. Maybe the ownerships are all on the same page. We don't want him in the league, or we don't want to pay him. I knew they weren't going to give him that extension anyway. But now they got to make it seem like he's a tyrant and a problem to kind of mess up his value. But he's always been a headache wherever he went. That's why they didn't keep him in Philly. You know what I mean? So see what happens. Yeah, they got him definitely standing because all he had to do is chill. You don't play with Pat Riley. Pat Riley, if he knows you're gonna leave, he's gonna make it tough for you. He's gonna make you look like the bad guy. It's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? If you're not winning in Miami, nobody like Pat Riley was talking shit about LeBron and all, like Pat Riley's it's just what he does, man. He's a good coach. He's won when it was his time to win, but he doesn't understand that times have changed and people aren't the same as either when he was playing or when he was coaching. It's different now. There's a disconnect somewhere. You know what I mean? And I mean, I heard some stories about him when he played too, though. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy, but I heard a particular hustler from New York gave him that work. And he could have possibly been traded because that guard, Mr. Kirkland, you know what I mean? I heard Pee Wee Kirkland destroyed him, gave him that work. And he didn't want to become an NBA ball player because he was making more money in the streets. Other than that, they probably would have traded Pat Riley because Pee Wee Kirkland would have been that guard that would have took his spot. But that's just maybe everything would be different. But the reality is Pat Riley, winning those championships in LA, coming to New York, was a good coach there, won a championship in Miami. That he feels like his way is the best way. And it isn't. Because the people aren't with it anymore. So they might have to get rid of him. I think that might be the beginning of them getting Pat Riley out of the way and bring in a younger or someone else who the players and the ownership and players and the fan base could relate to, because he's out of tune. You know what I mean? You call me an old head. That's my old head. Pat Riley is in his 70s. He was still talking about smashing. Y'all forget Pat Riley was in a press conference talking about getting to it. You like that you almost 80 and Pat Riley is Pat Riley. You gotta love him. But it might be time for him to move on because the game is different and the players are different, and it's like he's the principal of a school and times have changed, and now it's like the way that you run a school is so different than the way it should be ran because people are so different now. You know what I mean? I think he might have to move out. They might have to move him as well as Jimmy Butler. They've been wanting to trade Middleton. I've been saying that for a year they were going to try and get rid of him, but he's injury prone. Kyle Kuzma for Middleton, that's cool. I'm doing all right. That's a cool move. Exactly. Who's going to want to go to Miami? Exactly. Kyle Kuzma for Chris Middleton is interesting, but Chris Middleton had dual surgeries on his ankles, I think. So he's a step behind. And what Giannis said about him didn't help. But nobody want to really go to Miami. You can't eat cookies. You can't do shit. They track your calories. Yo, you have to give up sugar. That's the biggest thing when you become a Miami Heat, you have to give up sugar. Do you know how hard it is to give up sugar? That's like kicking a cocaine and a heroin addiction at the same time. Have you ever tried to stop sugar? Like just, all right, no more sugar, that's it. Man, listen, yeah, you dropped the weight, but you almost died to do it. They put it 25. I knew somebody was going to bring that shit. I don't know what's going on with the tariffs, but hey, all I know, it trickles down to the consumer. We're going to end up being charged more for the product. Not, you stop. Yo, Steve, sugar's in everything, Steve. Don't do me like, yo, sugar's in everything. At least in America, sugar's in everything. Because it's an addictive. It creates an addiction. You know what I mean? It accentuates the taste and brings forth an addiction. But you know, if you can get off in a week, easy work. It depends on how much sugar you will consume it too. I'm from the '80s. Everything got sugar in it. Yeah, sugar. Yeah, sugar is hard to get off of, man. And it's in everything in America. As far as the KD trade, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they traded KD. Are y'all surprised that they're open about trading KD? He's one of them guys. When he was with Brooklyn, I was saying he needs too much help. If you don't have the help for him, and people aren't really going to check like that to care about him playing or watching basketball, like watching him play anymore. No. KD didn't get traded. It's just a suggestion. They're open to trading him. You know what I mean? So it's very, very tough to have a player of that caliber and with that level of arrogance. You need the supporting cast. And let's be honest, Kevin Durant in his interviews is kind of an asshole. You know what I mean? Like when you listen to him talk, you be like, this dude's, he got some, he's a little asshole. He's like, this dude is would I play for him? I probably would. I just wouldn't talk to him. Because he would say something that make me say, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here, man. Use a burger without the bun. You know what I mean? Like he gets beside himself with some of the things he says sometimes. You know what I mean? But he needs too much help. Like these superstars need help. And the expectation from the fan base is he got to win now. We got to go to a chip. He's that talented, but you don't have the system and you don't have the players willing to sacrifice for not only for the team to be successful like that, but for him to be the face. A lot of it isn't about the coaching. It's about, I don't want to win and he be the face. I don't even like him. You know what I mean? A lot of it is if they like you. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys don't have the will to will their team to victory on their own in certain spaces. So he's going to need a lot of help. And it's going to come out that people didn't like him. That's going to come out. Because he should be getting a lot more cooperation from the ancillary players on the team than he's getting. Like they should be, listen, we got a shot. Let's go for it. I haven't seen that. He's with a burner account. Yeah, he's one of those. Yeah, he is. He is one of the last killers. Yeah, but he needs a lot of help. If he had the triangle or another type of offense that can really enable him to use his game, he doesn't make anybody better. He doesn't really crash the boards. He doesn't, you know what I mean? There's a lot to be left on the table. You need players that are going to pick up that slack and be top-notch performers to get the team to a certain level. And then for him to be elevated to be the star is ridiculous when he needs that much help from everybody else. He had to go to Golden State that was already put together to get his championships. That says a lot. Doesn't mean he can't hoop. Just means the team that beat you when you were up 3-1 and you only needed one more game to get them up out of there, you weren't able to because they were a better team. You're not getting that support like you should. They're not saying, I don't want to let KD lose. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's something missing. It has to be more. You know what I mean? As much as the Bulls players say they don't like Mike, they loved Mike enough to go all out for him. They all hit the gym. They all accepted their roles. They all did the best they could within those roles. and they all benefited from it. And they understood the importance of winning. And if it meant this guy who's tough on us and who's a tyrant in practice for us to be champions, let's deal with it. And they as much as Scottie Pippen makes it seem like he ain't love Mike, everybody loved Mike. Don't get it fucked up. He just understood what it took to be successful. He couldn't necessarily tell people. Michael Jordan had a cheat code. It took me like 15 years to figure out what this nigga was doing. Kobe got close. Kobe got the closest. But nah, because Mike was still able to be the best player in the NBA and have the best life outside of the NBA. He was cool on and off the court. I don't know, like the kids wouldn't have gravitated to him as he got older because he became, unk status after a certain point, as we all get into. But for that time, there was nothing bigger than him. And he had a life that most guys, niggas really wanted to be like Mike. That's a fact. When they said be like Mike, they was like, you really was like, yeah, I don't know. And niggas wasn't even wearing Jordans like that. Like today, niggas wasn't wearing Jordans like that. It's too many other shoes. Too many other sneakers out there. Yeah. Let's talk about Pascal Pimp. Yes, sir. How you doing? Yeah. 3 times. Yeah. Because they're giving him the rock. They finally giving Pascal the rock. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm proud of Pascal, man. I don't mean to pivot, but yeah, I'm reading the comments and having a good time. This is what I do. The next 2 games will show we're tanking. The whole season is a tank for everybody. It's over. The NBA season is done. No, do we really care about? I think as a Raptors fan, I think let's say this. Let's say this. We're off the hook. That's why I wasn't stressing out. All right, we losing these games. We got a young team, but then I'm looking at the rest of the NBA. I told y'all I'm looking, but I'm not judging. I'm watching, but I'm not judging. I'm like, yo, this season is bullshit. It's about to be a wrap. It ain't looking like it's missing, and look at us now. Nobody's safe. Those fans that were they're crying that Luka is gone. Nobody's safe. Giannis ain't safe. Nobody's safe. You know what I mean? The season is done. The conversations are way bigger than the actual. Nobody's talking about rebounds, assists, and turnovers no more. Everybody talking about wins and losses. Nobody even talking about Jalen Brunson getting busy in the Houston game that was fire. We talking about everything else. See, but when you could talk about everything, you could bring life to it and have fun with it. I'm going to have fun with every topic. Shout out to Clarissa Shields. I watched that. That's the first female boxing fight I've seen ever. It looked like 2 aunties outside. You know how when your aunties and one of them just say the golden phrase, bitch, I'm just so sick of your shit, and then they just get into it? Woo! Only thing that would have been different is little titty would have popped out. You know what I mean? If titty would have popped, it would have been official. They was brawling. That's outside. That's when you looking out the window and you see them, oh, they outside scrapping. That's auntie work right there. That's auntie work. Woo! That fight was a good fight. Brought my man Papoose out there. I didn't understand a word he was fucking saying, but I don't care. She won the fight. I knew she was gonna knock her out too. Man, listen. RJ's out. Oh wow, RJ's out tonight? Yeah, but I only want to give the shit I want to give. Like a lot of these people that are able to do clips and all this other shit, they have staff. Like they'll do the work. Someone is filming the work. They're just the talent. So they have someone to film the work, someone to upload the work, send it, and then they chop it up. They have people that they delegate to do all this shit. I'm not competing with people who are paying 7 different people to do the job. I'm just having fun. If in time it evolves into something else, cool. But right now it's just me and my phone. I'm not going to try and be like, I got to keep up with the Joneses. Not when I'm doper. Not when we can have this conversation and have fun. You know what I mean? Like I don't hold I don't hold it like that. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be famous except for me. I'm not interested. I just want to vibe out, have fun. I just like this feeling I got. Like y'all understand, this is the shit we would be talking about if we was working together. If we was working together, this is the same shit. This is the same energy you would be getting. We'd be having the same type of fun. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm not trying to compete with niggas who went to film school and you know what I mean? They journalism degrees and like everybody has a team. They don't have like, yo, me and my man, he got the camera. No, they got people who went to school for cinematography. They have graphic designers. They got people who went to school for, you know, computer, you know, different parts of technology. They have connections. It's a lot more to it than what we think it is. It's a lot of child stars. A lot of the people that you see are that are blowing up on so are child stars who were in TV shows. You just didn't recognize them or remember them, but they were in that space, background in movies, background in TV shows, background in commercials, and they learned the ins and out of the business. You know what I mean? So they're able to go a little bit further because of the relationships. Now I don't need a staff. Like I wouldn't even do that. Like 'cause then it's not cool anymore when you turn it into a job. I like just us kicking it. This is cool for me, man. You know what I mean? That like if I really want to get 100,000 subscribers, I got another channel for that. I'm just gonna talk about entertainment. That'll get that. But I just like vibing. Like with this, with being a Raptors fan, you don't want to turn this shit into something corny because it's something special. You know what I mean? The Cavs are not number one. The fuck who the, yo, he said the Cavs are number one. Hey, yo, son. Yo, stop doing that. Don't it triggers me. Stop on paper. The Cavs are number one on paper. LeBron is going. I keep telling y'all they set that team up for LeBron. They set that team up for LeBron, B. He gonna come back and I don't think y'all gonna win a chip, but y'all gonna make it to the finals probably. You know what I mean? I think that could be a possibility realistically with keeping Garland and either Tevin Campbell or Jared Allen. I don't think they're gonna keep Jared Allen though. They'll probably trade him in exchange because they need a center. Makes a lot of sense. I look, but I don't judge. I just make fun of shit. The Cavs are not, man. The best thing for you to do is trade Jared Allen. But the thing is, wherever LeBron goes, Bronny has to go with him. That's why he's saying he's not going. If you notice, LeBron said he's not going. But when they come up with something for him and Bronny, they're going together. They're going to Cleveland as a package deal. I said that a year ago. They're going to go together. I didn't think Bronny would leave college early to be in the NBA, but it is what it is. That should have told y'all something. That should have told y'all, hey, you talk about basketball. You can't talk. It's like this. You can't talk about your relationship and you found out your girl cheating on you and you stayed. That relationship is built off of something that's tainted now. She don't respect you. She don't trust you. Just like if it was a man doing it to a woman. He don't respect you. He don't love you. He's just there until there's something else to do. You know what I mean? When you see the NBA moving in a certain light, you can't talk about the sanctities of a game anymore. Just like you can't talk about the sanctities of a relationship. It's already been screwed up. It's no longer valid. Now you got to be Floyd Mayweather and play your position and try to get the win out of this, whatever that means to you. Savannah is better than... I'm gonna tell you the truth about that. Without her, I don't think he's the same guy, the same player, because she watched film with him. When the stories start coming out, remember, she used to be a ball player. She used to be an athlete. They watched film together in Miami. Part of his growth intellectually as a basketball player, his basketball IQ, he could attribute that to her contribution. Remember what happened to Blake Griffin? When he was with the Clippers, his girl, who's the baby, his son's mother right now, that's why she got that paper. That's why she was getting $2 million a year until he turns 18. She's going to be getting for herself, not child support, because she gave him the support he needed, and he acknowledged that in text messages. And she went to court and said she gave up her career so that he can be successful. And they said it was valid, and he got to pay her $2.5 million a year for the next 18 years, whatever that is. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Blake Griffin was that guy in Detroit because he went to a shooting coach. He found his jump shot. That's what all veterans who lose their athleticism, they find their jump shot. See, but I caught on to something. Lethal Shooter is the guru of this new era of shooting, right? And he taught all these new guys how to shoot, but the person who taught him how to shoot was Craig Hodges. Go figure. The man that was blackballed from the NBA. The best shooter on the Chicago Bulls. I don't think Mike shot better than Craig Hodges. Craig Hodges was dead nice as a shooter. He's responsible for Lethal Shooter. Just saying. It's food for thought. If you know any of the NBA players, send them to Chicago or wherever Craig Hodges is and start talking to that man, because he can definitely make you better. In his 60s, still busting his gun and hitting jump shots. Him and Lethal Shooter went toe-to-toe. And that's shit. He's the best non-NBA shooter I've ever seen. Oh man. Tonight's an automatic loss. Shit. Like, hey, then we get a chance to start a new win streak. Like, I'm telling you, this whole season, this whole season is done. Like, nobody cares anymore now. Like, it's over. Yeah, Bulls legend. Yes, sir, Craig Hodges. But yeah, the season's over. Like, losses and wins, like, nobody's even caring anymore. Yeah, Kerr was nice. So was BJ Armstrong. So was John Paxson. Yeah, like a lot. Like, yeah. Mike had some shooters, though. If they wanted to, they could have put up more threes, and it would have been crazy. But no one's going, like, the losses and the wins now. It's like it doesn't stick to the ribs the way it used to. It doesn't annoy me, or I don't see it annoying a lot of people anymore. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's just this different landscape now. You know what I mean? It's a different landscape. We gonna have some fun. Yeah, that is my era. How old do you think I am? How old do you think I am? I was in high school. When Mike won the first championship, I was what, 11th grade? Yeah, I've been watching Mike since 87 for real. I heard about him in 84, but I ain't know. I was a kid. Like, I thought Magic and Bird was everything. Ralph Sampson and all that. Oh man, RJ is cooked. Oh, you bought the hey, but at least four. It's gonna be some females at that game. Yo, there's always ladies at the game. You know what I'm saying? Just walk around. You know what I mean? Beer in hand, introduce. Hey, how you doing? Everything good? You enjoying yourself? Yo, walk away. Hey, we ain't gonna walk away empty-handed. We gotta walk away with something. There's some things gonna be at that game. Yeah, yeah. I watched them Bulls runs too. Like, I didn't think he could do it. But then when fucking Byron Scott was hurt and James Worthy, I was like, oh, we ain't gonna get this one. Mike gonna have his first ring, and it was a party ever since, man. It felt like we were more attached to those victories as a basketball fan. Even though our team didn't win, we were still happy that somebody won. And also that now we can start the summer, because you go off into the summer with a high. Right now, like, it's like every day feels like the same thing. It doesn't feel like, you know what I mean? Basketball was the beginning of the summer. The end of basketball was the beginning of the summer. Now it just feels like basketball is just another day afterwards. You know what I mean? We're not attached to it the way we used to be. We're not enjoying it the way we used to, because we just got other shit we enjoy. We overloaded. You know what I mean? I'll tell you right now. I go on Instagram, I get lost. Cooking with Kaya and all these other butt naked chefs. I'm like, whoo. I just be swiping. Like, oh my God, she's She's making sandwiches. Look at this. Half naked. Everybody just, you know what I mean? But, I got my own theories on Instagram, what that turned into. You know what I mean? Soft porn. You know what I mean? Soft OnlyFans. You could definitely get the hookup, though. It just ain't going to be for $40. But they definitely on it. It's, Diddy made it hot. You can't fly nobody out no more, but you can fly to go see them. Shout out to Instagram, Thotalinas. You do serve a purpose. We do care. Basketball is beyond politics. It's not so much political as it is about the economics. You know what I mean? Because they made minor changes to validate the sale of the data, right? And the players are already coming in knowing their worth and being aware of what the NBA is, and they're detached from the fantasy of it. Like, we had guys who their dream was to be NBA ball players, so they bought into the fantasy. Now these kids are coming in more on the business because they've been taught you got to care more about the business because this is the rest of your life, right? So now they're coming in locked in on the business part, and they only want to give that small part of the game, that love, because they're saving it for something else, for the other things they enjoy doing. So we're missing out on it. We're missing out on the love. That's why we don't see guys loving it anymore. And then that's when it becomes apparent that the policies affected how people see the game. But like, I wouldn't say too much politics, because the people they put in place are ex-ball players. So there is this thing where they don't want to make it too much about what's written on the paper, because there has to be certain freedoms on the court. But they understand how much money can be made out of it. You know what I mean? They understand we can monetize this as a whole and get billions out. They got a fucking $76 billion deal out of this just to show the game on TV. And the players are trying to monetize their abilities as well. So you have everybody just in it trying to hustle. It feel like the crack era right now. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I got you for attention to Donald Trump and yeah, for real. Or when you mean politics, you mean life. Yeah, shit, this shit is interesting. Man, listen, Donald Trump is hilarious. But I don't know if y'all know in Canada, but in America, they've been feeding us Donald Trump since Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous with Robert Leach, since the 80s. You kind of knew he would be president because he's been a part of the fabric of American culture for a minute, since the 80s with Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Nobody knew about the lavish lifestyles until it was presented through him. And he's been entertaining us and being a part of, like, you can't name a MC or a fan of hip hop from, you could say, New York, Jersey, maybe Philly, who didn't watch Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous when it came on and take it serious. Hustlers was like, I need that. That's what made guys want to buy certain cars and live a certain lifestyle, because they saw it for the first time there. Nobody knew how the pimps lived. You know what I mean? We ain't know how pimps had apartments for getting dressed and all that other shit. We heard about it, we ain't see it. But when you see, marble floors, jacuzzi tubs, and it's like, you can have it. This is the price point. That's why everybody wanted to become millionaires. So I kind of figured he would be president at some point, because the people who were raised off of his imagery were going to be empowered to vote. They fed us him for years. Different TV shows, different angles. Bound to be, but he is a gangster though. He is with the dumb shit. He's with it. And this is his last time being president. He ain't playing. He not gonna play. He going out with a bang. And hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. This is his legacy. And if you ever seen the how his son looked, he has a son that's 6'7", and he had to look like this is gonna be my shit soon. He had that. You know what I mean? If you know anything about identity shifting and all that stuff, how to build, a certain archetype of a person, and they're definitely grooming him and building him to be the next one. I wouldn't be surprised within the next 25 years he's president. He's definitely going to be president. Yeah, he definitely got to relax. Because you know what he really want to say. we, we know what he really want to say. You know what I mean? He want to hit us with that. He want to hit us with that Denzel, but he can't. You know what I mean? But yeah, he he definitely on it. Listen, think about it. If me and you were president and we know this is my last time to do this shit, woo, it's about to be. I'm gonna watch. Y'all gonna remember this one. Y'all gonna remember this. He's having fun. You can tell he wilding. But I'm just happy a lot of the stuff that they do don't affect us as much on the day to day. You know what I mean? It affects us in like enough that it's like a pain, a thorn in the side, but not enough to really, you know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, RJ out. Oh man. Hey. Yeah, he want that pass. He want that pass. He want that pass. I think he knows his impact on the culture. You know what I mean? As far as hip hop is concerned, a lot of those aspirations that 90s when everybody transitioned over to that shiny suit shit. Who you think who they was trying to catch and who they was trying to live like? Who you think Puff was trying to be like? I want you to look at Donald Trump and I want you to look at Puff. I want you to just look at it. Not now, back then. I don't see much of a difference. Puff wanted the best in life, and he lived his life a certain way when he was on top. And there are some similarities and parallels when guys get to the top, when that's how they define success. Nah, I'm not I'm not having no problems processing the Luka trade because I told y'all he loved the party life 2 years ago, and y'all people were saying I was wilding. They said I was wilding, and now look, he's overweight. And you're not gonna. What it is you're not gonna get what you can get out of him to justify paying him that price. You know what I mean? And it comes down to the purchase. You're paying for the talent. You're paying. He doesn't have the polarizing identity off the court to make up for you feeling like I'm overpaying for this motherfucker. That's what it is. You don't want that feeling like, yo, I'm getting jerked on this one. That's all it is. You know what I mean? He's accomplished so much overseas. He's over here to get paper. That's why he came here. He could have stayed overseas and kept playing. He came over here to get paid. Now he's paid. What do you expect? I'm going to McDonald's. And you know he in LA right now. He at Roscoe's. Live and die in LA. The place to be. He throwing hot wings at people like Pac was in the Live and Die in LA video. He at Roscoe's right now getting right. He at Roscoe's. He going to eat. All them restaurants in LA, he in the right place to eat good. He was in Dallas. The eats was crazy in Dallas. Now he in LA. Man, listen. You know how many of them dope ass restaurants you gonna be seeing in sitting next to Jamie Foxx? He gonna be everywhere, baby. Yeah. See, but 30-10, that's what I was saying. But the 30-10-10 looks great on paper. It doesn't mean wins. Doesn't mean with the 30-10-10, you're expecting a championship banner. You're not expecting to barely tread water in the regular season and pray for. You don't want it to come down to you praying that something great happens. You want to know, like back in the day when Mike was putting up 32, 6, and 6, we knew they was going to the finals. It was just a matter of how. With him, you don't know. With that level of uncertainty, you get that from other guys. You know what I mean? You're paying him $65 million for something definitive. For I know we're going, not for I hope we go. I'm paying you $70 million. No. Look at what's happening in Philly. $63 million a year for that extension for Joel Embiid? Where he at now? He looked like he went on a camping trip. Where is he at? Like that, and then he has to get back to MVP status. That's a lot. Zion is wild. In the NBA, they didn't. If you didn't see that coming, I knew once they gave him that $180 million, that's all he needed. He's set. He's set. He got paid. He's good. As soon as he got that bag, I'm going. Listen, he was outside New Orleans. Crawfish, jambalaya, etouffee. You know what I mean? Creme brulee. You know what I mean? He's outside eating all the good Creole meals. Then when he go to Miami, he in little Haiti getting something to eat, or in little Cuba, Havana getting something to eat, or he at the, Poker Bean getting something to eat. Wherever he go, he got the bag. He gonna eat wherever he at. They trying to, they might have to put him in fucking what's the name on Ozempic. If you ever want them at basketball weight, you're gonna have to get them that Busta Rhymes. You're going to have to give them that Busta Rhymes. You're going to have to give them that Ozempic. And I don't think they're going to take it. Listen. All right, before the season that. They knew something as far as Luka being traded. You know what I mean? Like, I've told y'all, it's coming down to the point where we're going to have football contracts. And they have to draw the line with somebody. And if it happens to be with a superstar, then that's where it's going to be. So that when it comes to these new guys coming in, they're only willing to pay these guys but so much because they treat it like a part-time job. The fantasy of the NBA, remember when we were kids and we were watching the NBA, it was like a fantasy world, yo. Fucking Magic Johnson was a DJ. He was DJing parties and running around crazy. And, Bird was like, leave me alone, get off my lawn. And Isaiah was Isaiah, and everybody was just, you know what I mean? You had the poster boy, fucking John Stockton, and you had fucking the mailman. Like, you had all these different things. And that fantasy is gone now. Like, it just doesn't seem like that anymore. And these kids don't care as much. Like, for us, they had us at hello. These kids are like, listen, you can't compete with Kai. You know what I mean? You can't compete with Mr. Beast or whoever we watch online. You can't compete with that as a person. You just play basketball. You know what I mean? They don't look at them like that. Yeah, I think it's going to get to the point where a lot of superstars are going to be sent around. Joel Embiid is definitely going to get traded. Definitely going to get traded. I thought Trae Young was going to be one of the first, but instead they traded the other guy, which was crazy. But yeah, Joel Embiid is definitely going to get traded because they're going to get enough parts for him. Somebody's going to believe that he can still hoop, and then he's going to sit down for 3 years, and that's going to be that. Nah, he didn't choose the wrong sport. his mother chose basketball for him. He didn't choose she chose it. This is, yeah. It go deep with a lot of mothers are picking basketball for their children because it's an easy hustle, an easy come up. It's not football. It's not baseball. Baseball is also very lucrative. But basketball, you only need to have 3, maybe 2 good years in high school, 1 half a decent season in college, or 2, that's 4 years, and then you go to the NBA, and then you get a chance to set up the rest of your life. I told you, these AAU mamas, they understand the business. You know what I mean? They definitely understand the business. And they don't, that's why they keep saying, believe it or not, guys, a lot of y'all keep saying, like, a lot of us look at it like women just want guys 6 feet. They don't want guys 6 feet because they like them. Most of them dudes that are over 6 feet, they don't like these niggas at all. They end up with an average height guy, maybe 5'9", 5'10". That's who they end up spending the rest of their life with. But 9 times out of 10, they want a guy who's 6'2", 6'3", to create someone who can go somewhere and make some money immediately. Get instant financial gratification for that decision. Mama still want a house. Mama still want a car. Mama still going to be 33, 34 years old when you turn 21 in the league. So she can still run around and have fun with your money. It's an investment. They don't like most of these dudes. Like, how often do you see a 6'3", 6'2", 6'7", 6'8" dude anywhere? You don't see too many 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". Let alone do you see them with girls. Most of the time, they either by themselves or they're rarely with women. Not to say they don't get them, but these females get what they get, the seed, and keep it moving. It's a hustle on a lot of levels. Some women are more committed to it than others. It goes deep, man. It definitely goes deep. There's a, there's 5,000 people that at least play for the NBA. What are you talking about? Yep, genetics race, absolutely right. Like we leave that out because why you think mamas is so front line in the draft, green room. It wasn't like that back in the day. They were there, but they were there. They were not the stars. The mothers are part of the show now. It's not coincidental. It's not coincidental. Definitely a genetics race. Yo, John, you got to clarify that statement so we can talk about that. I like where you're going, but you got to clarify it a little bit more. Yeah, it gets real. They keep thinking mama's showing up to every practice. You think she showed up to every practice because she liked basketball? Yeah, all right. She didn't even go to gym class. She knows how lucrative it could be. AI moms was like the first basketball mother that you saw who was allowed to be herself. She was the same mother she was when he was a kid playing that he was in the NBA. Exactly. That's it. They saw the investment. AI was the first. You didn't see too many mamas like that. They weren't the star of the show. AI mother was the first. She wanted him to be a basketball player. And she said he would be a basketball player. And she made him become a basketball player, even though he wanted to play football. She gave birth to one of the most gifted guys under 6 feet ever. And she knew it. And he became successful. Magnificent. Magnificent. And they saw that, and that's the blueprint. That was the blueprint. That's how we gonna get out. That's how we going, and I get to still be young, and because she was young. She was living. You know what I mean? I think that was the beginning of it for me, because I never saw too many, other players' moms out there just being themselves, still being a fan. Then you got, the Kevin Durant's and then the Stephs and all this other stuff. It continued. You know what I mean? It's the hustle. Can't get mad at it. You know what I mean? It's the hustle. You know what I mean? A lot of them AAU kids, everybody ain't gonna make it. You know what I mean? But you can become something, especially with fucking NIL and all the other contributions you get. You can make a couple M's coming out of college to set you up for the rest of your life. Either way, it's a good investment now. It's way better now than it's ever been. Who's that? I gotta look that. Yo, four. I gotta look that guy up. I don't know who that guy is. You put me on to Ace Bailey. Oh, yo, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. The kid that keeps doing. Okay, I got you. I know you're talking about. Now I know who you're talking about. Yeah, the African kid. But yeah. Okay, I like him. Aggressive, 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 aggressive. I like him. He's aggressive. I like that. I like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He gets lost in the shuffle though. He gets lost in the shuffle. Yeah, he definitely gets lost in the shuffle because everybody's talking Cooper Flag. Yeah, everybody keeps talking Cooper Flag. They, I don't know. It's gonna be tough for Shorty. It's gonna be tough for him because you're gonna have somebody gonna have to give up them shots and them possessions for him to shine. And I don't see too many people wanting to do that for a rookie, no matter how they try to sell it. Now you can't teach 7-2 and aggression. Either you coming with it or not. It was good. Oh, it was good. 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 Now I had to come on here just to vibe out. You know what I mean? I got the feeling back. You know what I mean? It took a while. You know what I mean? It took a while to get back into this mode. You know what I mean? Shit threw me off the last couple, probably the last year. You know what I mean? Now I'm back in the swing of things. But yeah, I'll be out here more frequently talking that shit. That's what it is. I appreciate you. Um, that's hard. That would be tough for anybody to try to build a team and compete at the same time. You know what I mean? But you have to do it because it's part of the hustle. I don't know. I don't think Steph is now. I think Steph is never going to get traded. There will be an uproar in the Bay Area. There will be an uproar in the Bay Area if they ever trade. You know what I mean? I don't think Steph is ever going to leave. Yeah, if we can get that kid in the center, yeah, it alleviates a lot of stress because Scotty don't have to be help side, and we don't have to worry about him getting help, like getting hurt trying to help somebody else who got beat. You know what I mean? We'll have that big guy, but the thing is, we're gonna need a backup for him. You know what I mean? You know, anytime you want to move a major piece, you got to have a pawn in front of it to protect it or behind it to protect it. So I think we're gonna have to get another piece to protect him. So if we do play him and we do get him, we're gonna need his backup immediately. And I don't think I like Yakupurdo, man. I like Yakupurdo. I don't want him to go to the bench. You know what I mean? That would be tough for me. Steph will be joined by some stars this summer. I see it like this. Steph doesn't need, he's done everything he was supposed to do. What, like him getting more superstars isn't gonna change, how we see him or his legacy. I think these guys are so comfortable with where they are and the fact that their careers are coming to an end. I don't think they're gonna try and win another championship. You know what I mean? The regular season isn't as important as it used to be. You know what I mean? These young guys like Steph is just he actually you could look and tell he likes playing, but he don't love it. Like he's at that age where he's ready to move on to do other things, you know what I mean, and get back to regular life. It's not so much about Yak being a star. It's like I don't want him to have such a great season and then we reward him for having such a season by putting him on the bench. You know what I mean? I understand keeping him and then bringing in this kid and then having the kid play behind Yak until it's time for Yak to move on naturally, as opposed to us kind of forcing him out or he feels that he's being pushed out. You know what I mean? You just don't want him to feel like, he's being forced out. I think that would be a betrayal in a sense because he deserves the right, double. He's given us everything he got. We at least let him leave on his own terms as opposed to us forcing him out the door, making him feel like we just, like we got something better. When in actuality, I'd rather just be a natural thing. Yeah, Yakupurdo, it seems right now he's too good to come off the bench. But who I can't, we can't send him to the Spurs. The Spurs, they already fucking it up. The Spurs, they just got, did the Spurs actually get De'Aaron Fox? If the Spurs just got De'Aaron Fox, right? What was the sense of them getting that drafting that point guard? Where's the point guard they drafted that everybody was going crazy for? Oh, so they got De'Aaron Fox. So you got Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox. Where's the point guard that they drafted? Where's the point guard? They drafted that point guard, if I'm not mistaken, from Kentucky. He was supposed to be the next coming of something. And I told y'all, these kids end up getting caught in the shuffle. Yeah, where is he? Where's the kid at? Where's the point guard that they drafted? He's not in any of their conversations for the future. And this is why I look at the draft the way I look at it, because it's like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what's going to happen to a lot of these kids. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to get opportunities. The rest of them dudes might not. They might fall to the wayside. And it's like there's no real guarantees anymore. You know what I mean? It's a hard call. It's always been that way with the NBA draft, but now it's just more apparent that you're gonna need better coaches. And for years, the NBA has been player friendly. Now they have to start catering to the coaches more because these kids are coming in wanting and needing to be coached, looking for guidance and directives. It might be too little too late because those people who would direct them aren't available anymore, or they just are in other spaces in the basketball ethos. Oh, he's on the Wolves now. Unbelievable. Draft a kid that high is wow. That's a lot. There's no guarantees. Traded on draft night. All right. Wemby, I keep like my thing with Wemby is he's too much of a guard. If he just stayed in the post, he would average 40 a game. It's easy for him to average 40 a game, but he wants to shoot that jump shot. They're trying to prolong his career, thinking that if he's not in the paint, he can last a little longer. If that's their philosophy, so be it. But I think he needs to be in the post more at 7'4" or closer to the basket to get that quick jump shot off. He does shoot too many threes, but they're allowing him to because they're going by the algorithm. They thinking that the analytics is saying threes are more than twos, but that's on paper. If the basketball situation calls for you to put your big man in the post, that's what it calls for. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of Wemby, but it's just I see the realities of it. You know what I mean? And these kids are like, he's gonna be the best NBA prospect ever. I'm like, ever? Damn. Nah, I don't see that. You know what I mean? I don't see that. He's gonna be good, but I don't think he's gonna be, the best ever. And now in terms of people caring, the more he plays, the less people are gonna care about, what he is after a certain point. You know what I mean? Luka has won 3 MVP. Not Luka, but Joker has won 3 MVPs. And at some point it becomes normal. You're like, ah. And I said this on the live, like, but it's not normal. Of course it's not normal that he got 3 MVPs, but after a certain point, as a fan, you just look at him like, all right, what else you got? What else can you do? You know what I mean? It's just where we are as fans. Yeah, he does a lot. I think we should keep him until he could go. Until it's time for him to go and there's an understanding. My whole thing is if we ever let Jakob Poeltl go, I want there to be an understanding. I don't want it to be like the fan base is like, yo, he gotta go, and just be ungrateful for, the way it has been in the past for certain players, whether it be Pascal or OG or Norm or whoever it was. There was always this faction of player of the fan base that was like, we don't need him. We could get something younger, and there's this fantasy of like something different is better, and that's not always the truth. It's rarely the truth. Yeah, he's a creative player. Wemby is a creative player, definitely. But I think I think that kid Zach Edey is gonna give him a problem. If Zach Edey throws him in the post and has his way with him, our perception of Wemby will change. I don't know how many of y'all saw when they played against the Milwaukee Bucks. And I saw that game. He got manhandled by Giannis. Manhandled. The boy's soft. You think Zach won't move him around at 7'2", 300? Move him right out the way. He's lacking something that's important. And Giannis showed me that. I think Zach Edey will give him all the problems he desires. And we're going to look at Wemby different when that happens. Like, think about it. We look at Precious Achiuwa different. We look at Precious Achiuwa different after getting dunked on. I don't look at Precious Achiuwa the same no more. I'm like, the NBA thing might not be for him. The perception is really, really big. And if the perception of Wemby changes even for a nanosecond, it's changed forever. and they're gonna look at him like he's eating. Remember when Michael Jordan dunked on Mark Eaton? That shit changed. Or Mel Turpin, like when he dunked on big men, you never looked at them the same. It's the same thing. When Zach Edey puts his hands and feet on this kid, we're not going to look at Wemby anymore the way we look at him now. Yep, but he got to hit. He got to hit the shots though. Like Wemby is going to have to hit that shot. If he's hitting threes, if that jump shot is clicking, it's going to be a long night. But in the post, Zach Edey is going, yeah, it's going to be grown man business. And we're going to look at, like, my whole thing is just the perception. Like, we'll look, like, the minute you look at Wemby as somewhat of a soft player, compromise, who just wants to shoot, the respect is going to start to dwindle. You know what I mean? As these kids, the fans of his that are kids, they're going to get older and start looking at him differently. Yeah, everybody got a bag. Everybody in the NBA got a bag. Everybody got a bag. But when you got to really utilize that shit to get the most out of a situation and win, it comes down to the help. His game doesn't really make anybody better. Zach Edey could fit into a system and give him the beats, and it won't change our perception of him. We may look at him as a more valuable player than Wemby, because Wemby, everything is surrounding him, and you can only go but so far with him doing what he does the way he does it. It only takes one game to change the perception. And Wemby is walking that tightrope. That's something that's tough. That's a tough tightrope to walk. You know what I'm saying? One, get dunked on once. Zach Edey has a 20-20 night or a 20-12 night against you, and you look like a liability defensively. It doesn't, because you know ESPN and all these other places are going to hop on that, oh, he's not as good as we say he is, and yada, and all the old heads going, and it's going to be the momentum with that conversation is going to shift everything. I understand what both of y'all are saying. It was the same way with guards. Like, we couldn't use our handle. We could all do the Kyrie shit, but we wasn't allowed to. We could all shoot 25 shots, but we weren't allowed to. Big men back in the day had to be fed and had a certain responsibility. Wemby is a hybrid. They want him to shoot more because that's where the game is. And that's where the entertainment is for the kids. I just see when that style clash is going to be interesting. I'm not saying comparing them. I'm not comparing them. I'm saying when they play against each other, it's going to be a different type of situation when it comes to Wemby having to guard him in the post. He's not going to be able to stop him. He's too light. And Zach Edey is not going to stop. And he has a bag in the post as well. The same way Wemby has a bag off the dribble and can pull up and do all the guard type shit. Wemby, you throw him in the post, Zach Edey is going to get a chance to do whatever he wants because he's not going to be able to stop him. I agree. There's no player that can reach that jump shot. I agree. But when you throw him in the post, that foul trouble, if the refs do call a game clearly, he's not going to be able to stop fucking Zach Edey. And Zach Edey wants that smoke too. That's another thing. It's another thing. Zach Edey wants that type of smoke already. You see him protecting Ja Morant. They're looking at him as a protector of players now. That's how it starts as a big man. That's how you get the love and the. Zach Edey is going to be in the NBA forever because guards are going to feel he's protecting Ja. He's picked up the Adams role. Any problems, he with all the smoke. That's what you want from your big man who knows I'm not a guard. I'll come in there and I'll wrap my hands around somebody's neck and lift them off the ground. He ain't got no problems with the action. That's what you want from your big man. You don't get that from, you think if somebody put their hands on CP3 again or De'Aaron Fox that fucking Wemby is coming to help? No. He's going to stand there and watch. Parlez-vous français? He ain't getting into that. Who did the Lando fight? Yeah. Yeah, Delano D, yeah, he do be with it. He do be he be with it too. He be with the smoke too. That's what you want. Cause that's what it's gonna come down to. If everybody could play basketball and everybody can shoot and run, and it comes down to heart. And if you ain't got the heart to deal with the pressure and the strength and the ability to deal with it, you're gonna have a problem. Zach is with all the dumb shit, and he can hoop. Wemby can hoop too, but there's a line he's not gonna cross because he wants to look like that clean cut player. And all right, at some point you got to go to the dark side if you want to win. Nah, I don't like Zach. I don't like Brandon Ingram on the team. We were talking about that earlier. Brandon Ingram on the Raptors, he would ruin the team. He has a certain attitude, a certain temperament. It wouldn't. I wouldn't want him around Scotty. I wouldn't want him around Scotty. Like there's a nah. Send him someplace where he could, because he at some point he's not gonna come in and be humbled, and not so much humble, but understanding that it's Scotty's team and it's RJ's. RJ is the soldier, and everybody has their positions, and the fans like it a certain way. He's coming in, and like I told y'all years ago, you got to be careful who you bring in, because they're not going to want to hear that, hey, yo, Scotty, I'm better than him. Brandon Ingram will believe he's better because he can score. He's going to think that, and it's going to be screwed up. That's part of what happened in New Orleans. He always believed he was better than Zion. He never wanted to play behind Zion. Never. He would be a bad fit. Yes, the temperament. Like, he's not coming in thinking that it's Scotty's team. He's thinking, I can score better than you so I can win over the fan base. And if he don't get the ball, the attitude will show. And who's going to give up their shots? Are we going to give up Grady Dick's development or Kobe's or fucking Abaji or anybody else's development to cater to him? Because he's going to want 18 shots. Who's going to sacrifice, and who do we have to sacrifice for someone like him? Nah, we don't give him the rock. He's going to be a headache. Nah, we don't need that. Nah, we good. Send him someplace else. Exactly. He would think it's his team. If I'm an all-star and I put up 25 a night, I'm coming in like, yo, you're a superstar. He's past first. He's not a scorer, and the league is a scorer's paradise. This is my element. They got to love me more is going to be his philosophy. Nah. Yeah. Dude, is too good. Yeah, he probably would indulge. He probably would. You know what I mean? Nah, it would mess everything up. I'd rather us go through what we going through as this group, because it's going to make everybody stronger together and define everybody's role. I just hate losing, but we accept it. I'd rather do that than fucking bring in Brandon Ingram. Like, I can't. Exactly. Scotty's a point forward. And one thing about a shooter, the mentality of a shooter is you have to be arrogant. I'm better than everybody else. I'm going to get a bucket regardless. Feed me the rock. That's how all scorers think, no matter what age you meet them. Give me the rock. Step out the way. Nah, he's not going to see somebody. The best thing in basketball is to make the next best play. Get the best shot possible, the highest percentage shot possible. But a guy will shoot a three. What if that's not the best play? And the person that you could have passed it to, now they in their feelings because you're not giving them the rock. You done messed the team chemistry in one game. Because if you got a person who's doing the right things without the basketball, they have to be rewarded. When I said Ben Simmons a year ago, niggas thought I was tweaking. Ben Simmons might be a decent fit. They already broke his ego, so he don't think he's bigger than the program. And that would take a lot of stress off for that would look him and Scotty. Ooh, that would be nice. Listen, because he can't score at all. So he's gonna have to look for Scotty at times, and Scotty's gonna be looking for RJ and everybody. I think Ben Simmons might be all right. Ben Simmons might be a look. That price is crazy though. That price, he's getting paid some paper. Yes, Yak does carry us quite a bit. That's why I say keep him until it's mutual. I don't know, man. I don't. How many LeBron like players they need already? You know what I mean? They already got Luka, and then they have Ben and LeBron. They all play the same position. You know what I mean? But I think Ben would be an asset because he's not going to shoot. He's going to pass. Luka's a point guard too. Like, how does that work? That would be crazy. I agree. We're not winning a lot of games without Yak. Oh, Lonzo Ball. I like that too. I like Lonzo Ball, but we already invested 175 in Quickly. We gave Quickly 175. How does that work? Like, how does that? You know what I mean? How do we make that work? Lonzo is a good. He's a good look. We can't really rely on his physicality, like his physiology to stand up. You know what I mean? Something is gonna happen. Them wearing them bullshit shoes fucked his knee up, his ankles up. We don't know how long he's gonna last. We're happy that he's back. But I mean, if we can get him for a beautiful price, that's cool. Exactly. What's the contract? Where does he fit? You know what I mean? Exactly. Is he gonna come off the bench? Now, if you're saying coming off the bench, but then he's been a star his whole life. The only thing that stopped him was the injury. I told y'all they were gonna trade Drew Holiday and Lonzo was staying. I told y'all that 3-4 years ago. And y'all was like, no, they never gonna trade Drew Holiday. He's all defensive. I was like, they're gonna trade him for Lonzo. And New Orleans traded him and kept Lonzo. Like I said they would. Exactly. Would Lonzo stay healthy? We don't know how long he's gonna last. We don't know how long he's gonna last. 2015 mil for Lonzo? Now we can get another guard. We can build Alonzo Ball. We could build that. I think any player archetype could be built. It's just nobody wants to put the time in developing that player because they don't think that player is going to be loyal. But you can build any. I've seen it done. I know it could be done. You can build any player into any type of player outside of Michael Jordan. Old Mike, yeah. Young Mike, Air Jordan, no. That shit is different. But we can build. There's tons of 6'6" guards out there. Yeah, Alonzo is his he's special in terms of he's a pass first guy who knows when to pass and to shoot. He understands that. You can teach those. Those are skills that are taught. But he's not healthy. And we don't know how long we can compete with him the way we need to compete. I say we can create one. Like the easiest way, the way we imitated players back in the day without all this extra shit was to just watch them on film. The more you watch a player on film, you pick up the nuances of their game, you pick up their mannerisms, you pick up the little things. You think niggas went to a shooting or a dribbling coach to learn to kill a crossover? No, you watched it, went outside and did it. You watched it enough times and then you went out and did it. You know what I mean? So I think people just don't have the patience anymore to build those players. We can build Alonzo Ball for sure. Definitely. There's a 6'6" point guard out there who loves to pass. They didn't when they created one, they ain't create just the only one. There are others out there. It's just that you would have to look for them. They're around. Oh, Chris Boucher. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But Chris, he's showing glimpses of what could have been a lot sooner. You know what I mean? And if we keep Chris, there has to be an understanding that we might not get what we're seeing now because it's so situational. You know what I'm saying? What we're getting is survival. It's fight or flight, right? So he's showing us everything. So if we do keep him, we just have to have an understanding that we might not get this. So it's cool. Whoa, prime. Whoa. Yeah, that's why. Prime Chicago Bulls Lonzo Ball is better than current? Nah. Because he was only good with the Bulls for a couple of months before he started to break down. LaMelo is 28, 29 a game, and LaMelo can play any system. I like Melo's game. Like he could do. There's a lot with his game. Chris is blind. Y'all are wilding. They don't win. He shoots and gets blocked, but that's important. That's a part of the game. But you would expect him to be, a little more. Yeah, Melo is fire. Like you can't compare none of the Ball brothers to that. And that boy is good. He was always one of the favorite out of all the brothers. I got Melo. I always had Melo as because it's always the youngest one that gets to see everything. Like with Derrick Rose, he was the youngest brother. Stephon Marbury, he was the youngest brother. Sebastian Telfair, he was the youngest brother. All these other guards that were really great because they had older brothers and they had a chance to watch it. I think Melo is the best of them all. Yeah, he's way better than because he had a chance to see them and he played with them. He one of them ones. I like LaMelo Ball. And his shoe is dope. Yeah, but what do you expect? What do you expect from a kid? You expect the kid to come into the NBA wanting to win? Nah, you got to learn the business. You got to figure out if your game translates or how much of your game translates, what you actually have to build up to stay in the business. It's a lot. You know what I mean? And he's having fun. It's going to come a time when the pressure comes and he got to win. It happens with all stars. You're going to have those young years where everybody lets you perform, then the expectation comes. He's going to have to learn how to win at some point. But right now, they're just letting the good times roll, and it's all right. He's young. I don't know. I have no idea who we should try and get. Who I want is just a fantasy. You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't be able to get the guy I really want. You know what I mean? Because the guy, honestly, because if we do get him, it's going to be messed up. You know what I mean? I really would love to have, honestly, Joel Embiid. Even though he's not healthy, even though he's not 100%, he would expedite and speed up everything we're doing in the center position. He would speed everything up. He would make us such a desirable team, a desirable location, that we'll end up getting some pieces. You know what I mean? We would end up getting some pieces because we'll skip the line. We'll end up being a top 5 team, and that's all we need to be like. All right, now we can start getting some real assets. That would expedite a lot because then everybody can do what they normally do, and they don't have to jump out their body defensively. We have a guy who he might not be able to give us 30 every game, but he can give us those moments. He can't carry a team. We don't need him to carry the team, but he'll be able to get his for sure. And it'll make life a lot easier. But what will we have to give up for him? That would be the issue. Great fit for us. It will be a great fit. For right now, it will buy Scotty some time. It will buy RJ some time. It will buy Quickly some time. It will buy Grady Dick time. It will buy Masai some more time. And it will buy Coach Darko more time. And that's what we need. We need time. We need a little bit. Just buy us some time and enable us to win while we're doing, man, listen. He got enough in the tank to help us get where we need to be faster. This ain't for him. Like we get Joel Embiid, this shit ain't for him. It's for us. It's for us to get where we're trying to go a little bit faster, expedite the situation. I believe Alonzo would be hurt with us also. I don't trust his body. Like he been playing in them bullshit baller brands. The ankles are gone, knees starting to act up. You know what I mean? He might have the mentality. The mentality is there. He hasn't been worn out. The mentality is there. Physically, he's done. Physically, Lonzo is done. Oh, that's yeah. He might be a better version, like a little slightly better version of Derek White. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, that's a good comparison. That's a dope comparison. Yeah, that's respectfully, that's a dope comparison. In his prime, see, I would like Giannis too. I would like Giannis too. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I would like Giannis too. I ain't want to say Giannis because Giannis is definitely they in Milwaukee. They gonna want something. They gonna want something because we still owe them for sending G Money over there. They still mad about G Money, so we might not get a good deal. We might get screwed on that one. See, that's the thing. The thing about Joel Embiid and his attitude, his time is past. No one's gonna care. What he would be trapped in is this space of he'd have to make us a winner because he doesn't want to be the old head that has no relevancy and can't help a team get better. It's gonna damage his brand and his future. You know what I mean? Conversations about him. So his pride won't allow us to fail if he was on this team. He wouldn't want to be the face. He wouldn't be able to because once he gets to Canada, he will understand that, listen, this ain't me. You know what I mean? This ain't my team. I'm going to play my position. This is easy. This is the easiest. This is the role that I wanted. I ain't got no, all I got to do is help. All I have to do is help. And that's what we need. We would like to have an all NBA caliber center help. That's different. But what we would have to give up. Like I like Jakob Poeltl. I wouldn't want to give him up unless we had to. But I want him to walk away knowing that and feel appreciated for what he's given us. Yeah, that's on us. I still blame us. If I was the owner and G Money came to us, I was like, what about because all the other Raptor players that went other places are flourishing. Norman Powell should have been an all-star. OG got to stay healthy. He already had his signature 30, 40-point games. All he got to do is stay healthy and go into the playoffs healthy, and it's good. Pascal is, Pascal Pippen. You already see where fucking Fred is at. Fred is damn near the top of the Western Conference. Everybody's shining. He the only one. Yeah, it is G Money's fault, but ownership is petty. They're gonna take it out on us. They definitely gonna take it out. You get because everybody else went someplace, got they hooping. The Knicks look good with OG. OG got the easiest out of all the players in the NBA, all the starters. OG has the easiest job of any starter in the NBA. Honestly, I want to say he has the easiest job of any starter in basketball around the world. He got paid over $200 million. All he got to do is stick with his man and don't fuck up. As long as he don't fuck it up, he perfect. Nah, he ain't flourishing. He got cooked. Presses Achua, he's done. That boy hit him with that Pearl Washington and dunked on him. And then that body language, his body language was nasty after he got dunked on. I was like, nope, that's it. I seen enough. I seen enough. Yo, Precious, you might want to pack that up, Playboy. They're not going to resign you. The man hit you with the Pearl Washington in Syracuse and dunked with two hands. Nah, he done. Yeah, he done. Yeah, I think he's done. You can't recover from that. The only way you recover from that, if you go back down and you dunk on him back, and he never did it. Yeah, it's over, man. It might be over for Precious. Yeah, it's over. Hey, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? I like this better than anything. Just being able to just shoot the shit and talk. You know what I mean? But it took a while to get back to this space where I'm just enjoying the conversations. Because them motherfuckers, them analytic niggas. But you're not talking about analytics. Shut up. Go someplace. Y'all can do the backpack. You know what I mean? That other shit over there, man. See. Yacht Grady O'Shea. Nah. We might be able to do something different. We might not. Because what I'm hearing is, and what I've been hearing for a few years, and I didn't believe it until Gilbert Arenas was bringing it up. A lot of these contracts aren't paid like you think. A lot of these contracts, when you see a guy, get a contract, it ain't money like you think it is. They'll buy you real estate, they'll buy you other things that are added into the contract, like the $15 million house that Luka said he bought. That's probably a part of. They probably bought that with his contract money. If I got him that, that'd be part of the deal. Sometimes we'll get you real estate, we'll get you set up with certain business ventures. You can make your money here. They'll figure it out. We might be able to get what's his name for a better deal than giving up players in first rounds. We might be able to finesse something. You know what I mean? And if we grab them, we don't necessarily have to pay 180 million up front like that. We like, yo, listen, we'll give you $10 million for the next 18 years of your life to make up that. You know what I mean? They're not paying guys the big money. In a lot of cases, they're like, yo, listen, we got to restructure your deal. Come to the office. Instead of I know we owe you another 100. We can give you $10 million a year for the next 10 years. That way it looks different on our books. Like there's a lot of that going on. Because when you look at it, a lot of guys that are leaving the NBA, like on paper, they made 300, 400, 500, 6. We're talking 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 billion worth of salaries. There's no. You think the NBA is actually paying $10 billion worth of salaries and players are still, nah. What we're going to do is you're going to come into the office, especially after you retire and it's still on the books. We'll figure it out where we give you 5, 10, 15, 20, you know what I mean, over the next X amount of years. You know what I mean? And we'll set you up with all these different deals and these situations. You know what I mean? The podcast, some of that is part of the deal. Like, it's interesting. We might be able to get them for a decent price. We might be able to tie that into some ownership or something else and stock options somewhere else. It don't necessarily have to be NBA money coming off the books. It could just be in conversation. That money could be attached to something else, crypto. Because, from what I'm seeing, they're saying they're going to back the Federal Reserve, at least in America, with crypto. And that's going to be the new standard for the dollar, I guess. So it's going to be interesting, man. But they're going to figure it out. Yeah, everybody's going to want Scottie. Everybody's going to want Scottie. It's not because he's a star either. It's because he fits. He's a piece that can accentuate scorers. Imagine Scottie playing with Kevin Durant. Imagine Scottie playing with any of the top 15 scorers in the NBA. I mean, the bucket getters. Scottie looks like a star. Scottie's the perfect player for them. They're waiting. They've been waiting. They're waiting. They're waiting for something to happen so that they can try and scoop him up. He's the perfect piece, and he's going to go to a market. He's probably going to go, if he ever leaves, like I told you before, if he ever leaves Toronto, he's going to Miami or Orlando, guaranteed. He's going back to Florida. Trust that. I don't know about Dallas. I think he's going to end up back in Florida. He's from West Palm Beach. It's right at home. It's right up the street. It's what it is. Yes, he would. Exactly. He would. It would be perfect if he had a top, and it's not that RJ isn't a top tier scorer, but he's no Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is like once in a generation. But I'm saying you put him in a space with a 35, 40 point, 25 point per game getter, he's going to accentuate and make their game better. That's what Scottie does. That's why Scottie was with IMG. That's why Scottie was at Florida State. He makes players better. But we put him in position where that type of player, we know the value of that type of player. You can't win a championship without that type of player. You get there faster and easier with that type of player. But you need the pieces around him, and those pieces are hard to find. But if you pair him up with somebody that can really get buckets, like ridiculous, like Hall of Famer type scorer, shit, sky's the limit. Yeah, not getting Anthony Davis, they not. I don't think the Mavericks are in win now mode with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis would have to be healthy, and he has to understand he's going to have to play the 5, and you got to wait for Kyrie to give you the ball. At least with LeBron, you was getting the rock. That's another one. I think we would be okay with Anthony Davis too. I like Scotty with Anthony Davis. That would be cool too. Yes, we do need an A1 or a center. I get it. Yeah. Oh, he's the four with the Mavs. Oh shit. So that I don't know. We got to see. I don't know if he's playing the four, which is what he loves to do. I think the pressure is going to be on them to go somewhere, and if they don't, whose fault is it? You know what I mean? It looks good on paper. It's good on 2K, but in real life, like on the court, they got to win, and they need more than just AD being there. Yeah, he always wants to play the four. Anthony Davis loves playing the four because the 5-1 doesn't get appreciated. He doesn't get any credit, and you're not getting fed the ball. At least if you play the four, you need to do something. You know what I mean? They still allow you to do something. You know what I mean? So the five is an invisible space right now. He wants to continue to be recognized as a good player, and he's also a guard. Remember, he's a guard. He was a point guard, a 3-point shooting point guard who grew to 6'9". So he in his heart, he's still a guard who wants to utilize certain skills. So I understand him playing the four in the NBA, but they got to win. Yeah, we definitely got to see how it works out. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got to see how it works out. I want him to be successful though. You know what I mean? I want him to be successful, but he's never proven to be anything more than a good player without LeBron. He was good, but he wasn't better than Booby Cousins. He was good, but he wasn't better than LeBron. Now he's going to go someplace. He has to prove that he can win because he already proved that he can play and put up numbers. Can you win? Can those numbers mean victories and championships? And I think if he does get to the finals without LeBron, I think that's going to solidify his legacy. Oh yeah, AD and Kyrie are fire, but the problem is Kyrie doesn't feed anybody. Kyrie looks out for Kyrie. Kyrie doesn't make anybody better with his passing ability. He'll find you 3 or 4 times a game, but Anthony Davis needs to get fed at the tune of at least 18, 19 shots a game. Who's going to sit and then, you got to watch him get into it. Who's going to rebound? Someone has to rebound. Guys it has to be a lot more. You know what I mean? Because once Kyrie get going, AD going to have to stand there and watch. I think Klay Thompson benefits more from AD being there because it's going to leave him open. They're going to kick it out to him all day. AD might not get the ball in the right position at the right time, and he's definitely going to find Thompson open. It was good. Zach LaVine is past he's past being a help. He did everything he was supposed to do. He came in, got paid. Zach LaVine was just coming. He got his money. Him and DeMar DeRozan. I don't know. I don't think that. I mean, it's the Cali connection again, but I just don't. I don't see it doing too much. They still need a guard in what you call it now. Gafford. Yeah, Gafford's gonna rebound, but let's see how that works out. You know what I mean? If he's able to get the tip ins and score for that, cool. But it changes the pace a little bit because you already know that Anthony Davis is not going to run. You know what I mean? Jason Kidd being the coach, they're gonna run continuously. So what's going to happen mainly is someone's going to have to run with Kyrie and that pace, right? AD's not going to get the rock. So in the half court sets AD is going to get fed, there has to be spacing. Is Gafford going to be in position most times to be a weak side rebounder? We got to see how that plays out because on paper, it sounds dope. In 2K, it's phenomenal. But on the court, you're banking on the player's IQ in the moment a lot of the times. We just got to see how it plays out. It sounds great, though. You know what I mean? If he can grab the rebounds and do what he's been doing, cool. But Gafford also likes to score. He likes to dunk. He likes to get the ball. he's gonna run and gun. AD ain't gonna run like that. So AD is gonna have to. They're gonna have to figure out how to cater to him, which is gonna change up their style. At least when they had Luka, they were moving. They were moving. It was a faster pace with AD. AD ain't gonna run like that. You know what I mean? AD is not gonna run like that. So it's gonna be the tempo is gonna change, which is good in the playoffs, but you're gonna need to get fast break points and force the tempo and apply pressure in order for what they're doing to be valid and to evoke that fear. You know what I mean? Guys, like nobody's afraid of fucking and he's hurt right now. And he's hurt. So there's no I don't think the fear that you have, like that's half of it. Guys, teams have to be concerned about playing you. I don't think teams are concerned with matching up with him and Kyrie because you know there's the style of play is going to be different. It's probably going to be better. It's going to be different. You know what I mean? We got to see defense is going to be better. Yeah, defense is definitely going to be better. Defense, but they got to still put up them numbers because teams are expecting them to put up numbers. Yeah, that is interesting. That you know they traded, but you have to understand the amount of basketball that Luka played. Luka has been a professional since he was 14. So he's been playing professional basketball and been playing at a high level since he was 16. So he's been a professional for almost 10, 11 years, right? Only thing the seasons are shorter over there, but he came over here for the money grab. It's more aggressive over there. It's more physical. So he came over here and got busy. We don't know how long he's going to last in the NBA. So the ages of 31 for AD, 32 for Kyrie, and 34 for Clay don't mean as much as the wear and tear. You know what I mean? They all had their injuries, but the positions that they're put in, they don't have to. They're not exerting as much energy as you think. They still going to hopefully be able to physically run up and down the court and participate. The thing is the production level. You know what I mean? Can they consistently produce? You know what I mean? And the team continue to win. And can Luka be an asset to the Lakers? Because the age is nothing more than a number in this case because they've all been playing in the NBA around the same amount of time and have the same amount of basketball experience. Now, not giving up Giannis for not giving up Scotty for Giannis, that's crazy. I would love to see them play together. That would be a dope piece too, but they Milwaukee ain't gonna let us have that. But I would love to have Giannis. Like that aggression, Scotty needs to be around that level of aggression. That's why I wanted DeMarcus Cousins on this team, even if it was for a year, just so Scotty can see what that type of animal looks like, what type of beast he needs to be to dominate. He's starting to get it, but the attitude has to be there every game. He has to apply that steward pressure. How do I see the rest of the season play out for the Raptors? The same way it's been. You know what I mean? We probably gonna pick up somebody in trades. We're gonna continue to develop the players we got, and that's it. For me, the NBA whole season, you could throw the whole NBA season out the window. Yeah, it's done for the whole season. Every NBA team season is done. We no longer care about the gameplay as much as we care about the conversations. These are some interesting conversations. Like there's so much to talk about outside of basketball on the court that's taken away from the attention that the basketball play should be getting. Like we're not even caring about the records or none of that no more. I liked Anthony Edwards when he was in Georgia. I've been on Anthony Edwards as far as him being a top notch talent, but it's one of them things where he can play, but when you put a microphone in front of him, that boy a Grady baby. That Atlanta gonna spill out. He gonna say some shit. He gonna say something. He gonna have to back it up. You know what I mean? They should have went to the finals last year. That's a big red flag for me. They should have went to the finals. Dallas with two volume dribblers should have never got past them with the team they had, and that made me look at him a little differently. He can hoop, he can score, but he still has a lot to learn. Draymond, that's crazy. Draymond. Nah, I don't see Ant standing in Minnesota. He's gonna play for the Hawks. At some point, he's gonna end up playing for the Hawks. Now that would be interesting too. Anthony Edwards and Scotty, yeah, that would be interesting. But then that would mean he would be taking the spot of RJ. And if y'all can live with that, I can live with that. If that's what the swing is, if that's what the switch is going to be. But if we can keep RJ and still get Ant, that would be crazy too. But yeah, Ant, any 25 per game scorer in Scotty is going to be a movie because the pressure's off of him. I live with that too, for I got. Hey, it'll be tough, but yeah, and gets buckets. And gets buckets. He still got a lot to learn about basketball because he's asking Mike, yo, how do you beat a double team? Nigga, pass. Pass and cut. For all you kids out there, you getting double team, if you're good enough to get double team, the easiest way to beat a double team is to pass the ball, then cut to the basket. That's it. Don't try and dribble out of it and shoot over it. Kobe did that. He's 6'6". He did that. Pass the ball, cut to the basket. Just kick it out and cut to the basket. Yeah, hit the open man. And if he not open, you cut into the basket, he gonna hit you right back. 9 times out of 10, when you dump it and the guy don't take the shot and you cut into the basket, he giving it right back to you. Easy bucket. Easy bucket. That they be complicating the game. Like they be thinking, how do I shoot over it? And no, just pass and cut to the. There's somebody's open. Find the open man. Crash the boards if he shoots. Either way, you're gonna get an opportunity to score again. Just not in the phenomenal way you dreamt of or worked on. A bucket is a bucket. If we get one pick, what do you mean? If Raps get one pick, who you taking in the draft? I would take Ace over Flag. There's something about that kid's insatiable palate for scoring. Like when he scores, you could tell he wants to score again. Cooper Flag is going to need touches, and you're going to have to give up a lot to watch him develop. It's like watching paint dry. I don't want to do that. And Duke players like the Christian Laytoners and the Danny Ferries don't really do well in the NBA. It's going to be an adjustment period. And do we have that type of time? I don't think we do. Yeah, I don't doubt that he is a dog. But I'm saying we're going to have to give him possessions and wait and watch him develop. And we don't have that type of time. Like Four said, Four pointed out Ace to me. I like how that kid scores. He's looking to get buckets, whether it's off a rebound, tipping in, crashing the boards, posting up, attacking the basket. He's a scorer at 6'10" who wants to keep scoring as many times as he can. You don't see that no more. You see kids score and then they celebrate and the high comes down and they're back to normal. He wants to score as many times as possible. You don't see that eye of the type. Like you look at a kid and you're like, yo, this look crazy. Yo, he really wants to give me the rock. We out. You don't see that anymore. You know what I mean? You're hoping that you get that. You're hoping that kids are that, but you don't get that anymore. He's trying to score. We need somebody, because when Scotty get the passing, we need somebody to score instantly. We don't want an extra dribble and then you got to do whatever. Nah. A lot of it is the system. It ain't so much getting a player. All the players we got could play, but we just don't have a system that makes sense of their game. And they don't see it. They don't see any of it making sense. They have to, it's a lot. It's a lot to be desired. But we're closer than we think. We're closer than we think. It's just that these little things that teams have had a chance to develop, we're watching everything under a microscope. So it's like it's totally different experience. It's not like when the Celtics had a chance in 8 years to develop their team. It was all about Steph and Golden State and this one. It was about everything else. So you didn't worry about that. Now we're getting watched under a microscope. social media is huger than it's ever been. So it's constantly being scrutinized, and people aren't taking a lot of the losing well. You know what I mean? Losing ain't it's hard to deal with, but when you can lose without being, affected or thinking about it, it's different than when you're watching it, constantly paying attention to it, constantly. It's like watching the clock. And that's what we're doing right now. We're watching the clock. Yeah, I keep hearing that this year's draft is fire. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. I just want to see who we get, then I ain't watching no more of it. I'm gonna watch who we go. As soon as I see who we get, I'm out. I'm done. Yeah, but my phone is definitely about to die. My phone is on like 10%, so I'm gonna run it until it dies. Fuck it. Yeah, that's it. I remember when the NBA draft used to be 3 days. A lot of y'all don't remember that. The NBA draft used to be 3 days. All right, I'm gonna check him out. Yeah, but I'm gonna get up out of here. My phone is definitely about to die. I gotta throw this shit on the charger. This live is killing the battery. But yo, I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your Tuesday. I gotta start getting ready for work. I'm out of here. Peace. Y'all be cool. All right, be cool. Peace, y'all.